say with regard to detentions, through the personal account that we obtained from speaking with residents of Urumqi, we really believe that the arbitrary nature
and on that day we were not able to go out, and we were so scared, and we were also kind of getting ready that if they come to our house and attack us, we have to also do the self-defense, and we would
many resources into constructing a very particular narrative and try to impose it as the one and only story of what happened is, I think, deeply alarming. And in that
What agency? Actually, all of it.
Many of our Uyghur brothers and sisters have been arrested, locked up for years, brutally tortured, and even executed for simply expressing their political and religious beliefs. Just about every Uyghur family has a member who has been in prison for his or her political or religious activities. They have labeled us as terrorists and religious extremists for simply exercising our human rights. Since September 11, they have rebranded their persecution of us as part of a global war on terror. In doing so, they have used the fact that we have this development. This development has benefited the Han Chinese who have resettled to the region, not the Uyghurs who are the indigenous to the region. Uyghurs, including college graduates who are fluent in Mandarin Chinese, are systematically subjected to discrimination for both government jobs and private sector jobs. And the discrimination is blatant. It is on the face discrimination.
The family that I had to go prepare for today's conference, and they asked what was it about, and I said, well, it's about the Uyghurs, and you know, on Monday is the anniversary of the Urumqi massacre, and she didn't know what it was, so she asked me to explain. And well, how do I explain? Not just by what happened last July 5th, but I started to try to explain the nature of the problem. And of course, I was white people. It's a kind of cultural genocide that's taking place, and somehow people are not aware of this. And again, in addition to all of this, the people of East Turkestan are being subject to various forms of economic discrimination, not just denied employment and jobs in their homeland, but as just has been described, they're being sent 3,000 miles.
By the president of the country, can you tell us what was said and your analysis of that policy?
Well, to answer this question, I have this rule in Eastern Turkestan has undergone a number of different stages, but the core intention of the policy has never changed. That is to weaken, if not destroy, the identity of the Uyghur people to the extent that this culture factor will cease to be a political factor threatening CCP's rule over Greater China. That's the policy. That's the core intention of the policy. And the strategy is, of course, we will see another round of economic growth. And maybe the people in the Eastern Turkestan will rise in their standard of living. But the question is, can the Uyghur people benefit fairly and proportionately?
Everything that the Chinese government refers to day in and day out are quite clear in certain ways that everyone is equal. But at another level, there's this mindset that's created that even this very term called nationalities or minority nationalities has this indication of party and for the rest. At another level, China for the ethnic Chinese and for the rest. As long as this mindset does not change, no matter what patchwork repair they do, whether it's in terms of economic development or whether it's in terms of any other work that the Chinese government does, will not have an impact. And they, I think, our ethnic Chinese brethren have more role in trying to change today's China into the new China, which this People's Republic of China aspires to and has no form in broadcasting to the world. And that is the issue that is at stake.
That's very powerful. I want to thank you, Gocham. In fact, I